This tutorial will explain how to put reviews onto your fiction websites. Now, there's a lot of little steps with this. That's why I'm recording it. That's why I'll have the steps on the website. That's why I'm showing you, and you could take some notes. The reason why there's so many steps is because we're doing something a little different here. Whereas the other pages of your website were sort of one-way conversations. Like, here's my characters, here's my plot. But nothing was truly interactive where your audience was able to put in their comments. And so now we're going to make this page more interactive for your readers. So anytime you do that, things are going to get just a little more complicated. Not necessarily more difficult, just more steps to keep in mind. Okay, so what we want to do is two things on this page. First, we want to enable our readers to submit a review. The second thing we want to do is be able to, for the public to be able to read those reviews. All right, so there's two sections right here. So I'm going to log in. I'm going to click Edit Page. I'm going to go to Layout, make sure it's on 2 columns. Because on one, I'm going to have the form that they're going to fill out to submit their review. And then the other column, they'll be able to read everybody else's reviews. Okay, now this is handy feature of Google Sites. I hope that you can carry this on into your future endeavors. Once you learn how to fill out a form and create a form, you can make a form on just about anything. I mean, you could literally run a business just on forms. So, I'll show you how to create a form. So it's not so much I'm trying to complicate things, I'm trying to teach you new skills along the way. Okay, so let's go to, we can't do anything right now because we haven't made any forms yet. So I'm just going to, save that or whatever. I'm going to go to my Docs homepage. I'm going to create, and I'm going to click on Form. Okay, so now we have a blank form. I'm going to title it whatever you want. I'll just say My Reviews. You can put in your own little 2 cents there if you want. Please be honest, but don't hurt my feelings or whatever. You can put whatever you want right there. The first question I'm concerned about is their name. So I'll just put name. And it's going to be a short answer, and we're going to require it, so we check that box, and we're done with that first question. I'm going to edit this, and our second question is, we'll just say, write your review here. But this time, we're going to drop down that menu, and I want a bigger text box for my readers. So I'm just going to click paragraph text. But you saw there are many other options. Multiple choice, check boxes. You can even do like a scale from 1 to 10, or you can do a grid with multiple values. So you can imagine there's so many different types of forms you guys can create in your lifetimes. Just keep this in mind. We're just creating a simple one. Okay, teachers can create tests. Maybe some of you might be a teacher someday. Create your own tests, things like that. So we're going to do paragraph for their review. We're going to make it mandatory, and we're going to say done. Okay, 2 questions down. Now you guys need to come up with 3 more questions of your own design. And those questions should have something specific about your story. That as a writer, what kind of feedback do you want from your audience? So for example, I'm going to add item. I'm going to add another paragraph text. And I might ask the question, so let's see, what did you think about the sword fight at the end? Okay, something like, to that effect. Obviously, you're going to make it for your story. Let's see, I can pick 2 more questions. Another paragraph text. Let's see, was the hero realistic? What details can I add to my story? Okay, require that. Done. Do it one more time. Add item, paragraph text, and then come up with a third question. Like, what do you think will happen next? Okay, this is to invite your readers to interact with your story. It's not supposed to be a reading test. Okay? So, don't ask those kind of questions. You know? So, who dropped off the package on page 8? You know, you don't have to ask that stuff. Okay, so we'll require it, say done. There we go. We got 5 questions. So for all intents and purposes, I'm going to save it. We're finished with our form. Now, some of you might be overachievers or obsessive compulsive, whatever it is. You can do some other customizations if you'd like. For example, under more actions, I can edit the confirmation. That's the thing that your readers get when they've submitted it. Now, by default, it'll just say, your response has been recorded. But if you want, you could put something, you know, of your own style. And say, thanks, dog, you know. Thanks for hooking a brother up, you know, whatever you want to put right there.
The only person laughing is you. Please.
Okay. No, it was funny. It's okay to laugh, Roman. I meant, okay. And then I have the theme button. This is optional. You click this button and you can make your form look all cool. You know, there's pre-designs right here. I'm sure you guys recognize them from some of the forms you've had to fill out in this class. Okay, so let's see. I like the, there's a cool notebook one.
Piano all the way.
Oh yeah, I gotta go piano. You know, you could fit the mood of your story, you know. Let me see.
Well, the city one is in the
Oh yeah, city one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll do the Christmas lights.
How random.
Yeah, that's cool right there. All right, I like that. So I'm gonna say apply. Okay, we're all good right there. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with my form, but I'm going to keep this page open because I need it still. What I want to do now is put this form onto my website so my readers can submit their reviews. So I'm going to do something called Embed. That's E-M-B-E-D. Okay? E-M-B-E-D. Embed. And I'm going to click Embed. And I get this long HTML code, and you never have to know what it means. You just have to know it's there. Okay, I'm going to copy that with Control-C. And now let's go to my website. I'm going to edit the page. I'm going to put the form over here on my right side. And I'm going to click in the box. So my cursor, as you see, it's blinking right there. Okay, because this is very important for placement. So I'm going to click there. Now I click the HTML button. I know, that's a very scary button. And I'm going to Control-V. I'm just going to paste the code in. I have no idea what any of it means. And you don't have to know. Just say update. And look, it's going to be magically there. Now I'm going to click Save. And let me show you what happens. Way cool, there's my form on my website. But as you can see, it's like huge, right? It's just spilling out. I don't want that.
That's hella big.
So I'm going to click Edit Page. Click on this. You see the little Settings or Properties button? Looks like a wheel. Click on that. And you see where it says Width? Well, it's set to 760 pixels, which means no matter what screen size, that form will always be 760 pixels. I don't want that. People might have different sizes of screens. So I'm just going to make it blank. When I leave it blank, the form will automatically adjust. Isn't that beautiful? So I click Save. Click Save. And look at this. Look at. Now I want you to see something. If I resize my window, look what happens to the form. Do you see how it's automatically sort of adjusting? I guess if I go too far, you can't see anything, right? But most people will be, it'll readjust. So if someone opens your form up on a 30-inch HD TV screen, it'll look really good. And if they open it up on a little screen, it'll look good enough to fill in the boxes. Got it? Okay. So that's good. We're good so far? I got my form up. Now, this is where it gets a little complicated. I want my readers to see the reviews that are submitted. So there's a few steps I need to do for that. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is click Edit Page. And now on this side of the screen, I'm going to click Insert. And I'm just going to put a spreadsheet in there. No big deal, right? Spreadsheet. And it's called My Reviews. And I'm going to select it. I'm going to leave that blank so it automatically adjusts the width box there. And I'm going to click Save. And there it is. And save again. And now, as you see, when I submit a form, when someone submits it, the results will automatically appear on your website. So what's beautiful about it is once you've set it up, and literally, I mean, I've walked you through this, but it took, what, maybe 10 minutes? Really? 10, 15 minutes? And now, the website just runs itself. It's an amazing thing. And when you learn how to do this stuff pretty good, you can tell Google to put tiny little ads on your website. And every time someone reads your story and submits reviews, you get paid. And this is how you can be hanging out at the pool making money, because your website just runs by itself. Nice, right? Okay, so my spreadsheet is not quite the way I want it yet. So I'm going to show you a couple things that you need to do, okay? Let me show you what I mean. Let's pretend I'm someone here and I want to fill out a review, right? So my name is, who am I going to pick on today? Gondadia, because he's not here. Pick on Gondadia. Okay, he's going to submit his review. Now, I'm just for time's sake, I'm going to copy and paste a review from New York Times. Please, this is for demonstration purposes only. Do not plagiarize from the New York Times. Okay, thank you. But I just wanted to quickly be able to put in some text. And don't copy and paste the same answer into every box, please. This is for demonstration purposes only. Okay, so you sit there and you wrote your big, huge 500-word review. Cool.
Real?
No, I was just... I was exaggerating a little.
Everybody
Okay, that's a whole nother story, right? It's a whole nother little term paper I threw in there, right? Okay, so submit, and look, you get that cool box. Remember we talked about this box? So that's where you could say, thanks dog for hooking a brother up, whatever you're going to say. Okay, now the review should appear on that side. Right? Well, we have to refresh the page. Okay, so let's refresh the page. And ta-da, look at that. The review is just, there's Gondadia's review right there. And I can scroll to the right, up, down, I can read the review. I can even click this little link that's generated automatically and open it up in a full page and all that. So your readers should be able to do that. But there's two things you need to do. First of all, I need my audience to see that spreadsheet. So we're going to have to make it public. Because by default, it'll be blank forever. Because it's private. You would have to sign in as you to see the spreadsheet. I want everyone to see it. So we have to make it public. But the other thing I want to do is, you see where it says timestamp right there? Anytime someone submits a form, it automatically gets timestamped. I don't need that on my website. You know what I mean? That's not important information. It's just taking up space. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to go to my documents. I'm going to click on my reviews. Here's a spreadsheet. Now what you see here is what your audience will see on the website. So any changes I do here will be changed on the site. So two things I want to do. First, I want to make it public. Share, change, public, save. Okay, done. Now they can see it. Good. Now I want to clean it up. So I'm going to hide this timestamp. Click this little tiny drop arrow, and I'm just going to say hide column. Now, the column didn't disappear. It's just hidden. If I ever want to check the timestamps, I can go back and open it up. But on my website, what you see is what you get. If I want to make my columns a little longer, like this, so people can, might be easier to read, if there's a lot of text in there, it might be easier. There you go. So it might be easier if you make it longer. I don't know. Any adjustments you make here will be on your website. I can even make them different colors. I can color this, yellow, for some reason. Maybe you're a real colorful kind of person. Okay, green. Okay, cool. Now, I did that to show you something. It saves automatically. Now, when I go back to my website here, I'm going to refresh the page, and you're going to see the changes I made are automatically shown. Look at that. See that? Timestamp is hidden, and all the columns are colored. I'm not asking you to color the columns. I was just trying to prove a point. That the changes you make on the spreadsheet will reflect on your website in real time. So, incredible technology. You guys will be a step above most people. So I know it's a lot of steps, but when you follow the recipe, you'll be just fine. Okay? So, that's how to put your reviews on your page. So people can submit a review and they can read reviews. Everyone's goal should be to get at least 4 reviews. You get 25 points for each review. Okay? You don't have to write any reviews. You just have to get them.
Well, you can't really get it.
But how are you going to get them unless you write them, right? That's the real world, right? But technically speaking, you're not getting graded on giving reviews. But hey, if you want to buy all your friends some pizza so they can review your story, cool. You know what? As writers, it's your responsibility to get people to read your story. And that's why we're doing it in this way. Okay? That's part of writing.